Today, Nintendo's gonna come over there and mess up your face. In-game. This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint. No, that's right. You found CheckPoint again.
To get out of the loop, you'll want to use the white crystal at the shrine gate.
At midnight, though. If you do it during the day, it cracks the crystal, and then you'll be stuck.
Of course, one of us only tells lies, and the other only tells the truth.
To figure out who, listen to our stories and judge us accordingly. Time for a very special episode of Reading the Patch Notes, because it's not every day we get patch notes for a storefront. Steam, in this case. Primarily, Valve has added some new tags and removed some that were not doing their job. Bullet Heaven is the new tag we can use to avoid saying vampire survivors alike. Remember it like this. In Bullet Hell, the bullets come at you. In Bullet Heaven, they come from you. Decorating, cleaning, and organizing are all different categories of things I try to avoid, unless it's in video game form. Falling Blocks is a new name for the genre of Tetris. It's Tetris. They've also added animals for games involving animals, zoo for games involving animals in captivity, wolves for games where there are two of them inside you, and capybara for unbothered potato rats. Potentially more interesting is the categories they removed. Names of actual properties like Warhammer 40k, Dungeons & Dragons, or Lego are removed because you're not making a Warhammer game unless you're Games Workshop, which was also a tag that was removed. Roguevania was removed because it itself was a mashup of two genres, and despite the fervent arguing in the Steam comments, it can be easily replicated by applying the roguelike and Metroidvania tags, one of which is already a compound of two things. And also removed are things like cult classic, masterpiece, and well-written, because look, I think everything I write is well written, but your mileage may vary. Most importantly, the tag pool was being used for games with swimming pools, so it's been renamed to billiards. I'm confident I can still figure out how to drown a sim in a swimming billiards.
Krafton has found a way to help reduce the declining birth rate in South Korea. Just pay everyone to have kids. Krafton, worth $7.7 billion US dollars, or 8 aktieselskapet Vinmonopolet, recently shared that 46 babies were born in the first year of the program thanks to an upfront payment of 47,000 US dollars, or 316,000 Norwegian kroner, plus an additional $3,000 per year over 8 more years of employment at the company. For the employee, not the child. That is double the amount of kids born last year at Krafton and 4 times the amount of employees grousing, hey, why the hell didn't I get a payout when I had a kid last year? This sucks. But this poses a question, not why is this kind of support only available to people who already work well-paying jobs at really rich companies, and not why doesn't the government just tax all of these companies and also billionaires so that everyone can have this kind of support? Now, the question I'm wondering is, why didn't ChatGPT advise Krafton CEO Chang Kim to just pay everyone in Unknown Worlds to keep fucking and sucking on a perpetual loop in order to halt game development? You see, at business schools, this is called the spreading lotus fuckpile strategy. It says, when your enemy is balls deep with their eyes crossed for 10 weeks straight, they will be too spuzzed out to wage war. It's in Sun Tzu, look it up. I know, I can hear what all of you are saying, but Beej, this strategy doesn't account for programmer efficiency stemming from post-nut clarity. It's true. This strategy also requires investment in things to either shorten the refractory period, like special horse meth, or things to lengthen afterglow, like bedside sandwiches or little games you can play on your phone rather than talking to each other. Anyway, this has been Beej with another edition of CheckPoint. Oh shit, I probably should have started that segment with this. Sorry, my bad.
You might have heard that our long national nightmare is at an end. I mean, our nightmare, the people who write CheckPoint. Because after years of typos and whoopsing the style guide, Xbox has rebranded to Xbox. Sorry, that's less impactful when spoken aloud. Capital X small box is now capital X big box. Or it's all in caps now. You know, like the logo has always been. Now, I thought this felt like an abrupt change, but presumably it's something they've been mulling over for months, possibly more than a year, with rounds of market feedback and rebranding decks, A/B testing different guidelines. No! New Xbox CEO Asha Sharma just made a Twitter poll asking if it should be Xbox or Xbox, and 64% of people said Xbox, so it's Xbox now. You do not, on any account, gotta hand it to Microsoft, but I do feel a small disturbance in the force for the remaining souls of junior marketing staff who came into work one day just to be told, oh, we need to rebrand everything because the CEO ran a Twitter poll and the Everything App's population of chuds, bots, grifters, and journalists who are afraid that moving to Blue Sky might force them to answer pointed questions all voted for the answer that looked the most like screaming.
Nintendo announced a spiritual successor to WarioWare this week. It's called Pictonico, and it's coming to mobile devices faster than you can press the A button to make Wario eat cake or whatever. From May 28th, anyone with a phone and some time to kill can download Nintendo's latest app and start playing mini-games that revolve around their own camera roll. Pictonico will have players use either photos from their device or take pictures from within the app, then use those photos in a variety of clever ways depending on the minigame. Kind of like the minigames available in many popular social media apps that use filters over video. You know the ones, people post short videos of them that you've scrolled past right before you scrolled past an ad, and then a live stream of an empty chair, and then a sponsored post, which is somehow different than an ad, and then another ad, and then ultimately landed on this show and felt reassured and safe enough to fall asleep. Good night. Meanwhile, in Pictonico, you could pull aggressive sea creatures off the face of your ex, unwrap your childhood pet from bandages that cover their whole body, or force the mouth of your deceased loved ones open and closed rapidly to consume corn on the cob. Now we're grieving in the 21st century, people. And why just stop at photos of your real-life friends and family? Get some screenshots in there, too. Nintendo's extremely protective of their IP, but surely anything goes within their own games, right? How much mess could the AO3 Super Mario community cause? The game doesn't need an always-on connection, and your photos don't get sent to Nintendo, so if Tomodachi Life is any indication, their lawyers will be looking sternly in the other direction.
Embracer Group announced Wednesday that it will be spinning off and listing subgroup Fellowship Entertainment on the Swedish Nasdaq. The newly independent Fellowship Entertainment will manage The Lord of the Rings, Deus Ex, Tomb Raider, and Kingdom Come Deliverance video game IPs, among others. The group's other IPs, such as Kingdoms of Amalur and Destroy All Humans, and... oh, hey, Killing Floor. I remember Killing Floor. They remain under Embracer AB. Also being thrown clear of the wreck with Fellowship Entertainment is a little under 40% of Embracer's workforce and a yet-to-be-decided amount of equity and debt. But the announcement assures us that the final amounts will create the best possible long-term foundation for each entity. In addition to a stable of IPs that have not produced a critically acclaimed or commercially successful game since the Obama administration, Embracer is described in the press release as a natural home for proven entrepreneurs under a more efficient structure with enhanced governance, tighter cost control, and disciplined capital allocation. Brother, this is a press release. You are supposed to make it sound attractive, though I suppose you can't actually say you'll all but extract the very water from your devs, since Dune is one of the few IPs you don't own. As the news that Fellowship is carving the profitable IPs away from Embracer might disquiet investors, Embracer founder and chair Lars Wingfors penned an open letter to reassure them, saying, quote, "The reality is that it has been difficult to easily communicate the Embracer story historically due to its mix of operational strategies and a combination of decentralization from HQ, but part centralization within operating groups." So if you too were having difficulty parsing Embracer's organization, rest assured that Embracer's own founder finds it confounding. At least that seems to be what he wrote. As with all documents of this type, it's not actually trying to communicate anything because there's nothing to say other than, "I'm running out for smokes," which is apt because smoking is probably healthier than trying to read it. The only really interesting part is that there's only one mention of AI, and it's buried in the 5th paragraph under a mention of new technologies. So we can rest assured that AI was not used to write this letter, because AI usually writes clearly formed English sentences that are bland and don't form an argument. Whereas this, by contrast, is a jumble of disjointed words that cohered with laser intensity into a migraine. Small surprise from the people who brought us the words Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning.
All right, time's up, adventurers. Did you figure out which one of us tells only lies?
That's right. It was the one who said one of us tells only truths.
Wait, was that me?
No?
Was it you?
Oh, no.
Time to start the loop again. Coming up, after years spent abandoned in a warehouse, a statue of Spyro the Dragon from E3 2000 has been rescued and will be restored by a Spyro superfan. I'm always happy to see the preservation of gaming ephemera, especially by other people, because I sure as hell don't want to do it.
So it went from E3 to somewhere, presumably a Sony warehouse. Then it was in a gaming store until 2018, and then don't understand what happened after the gaming store closed.
In an arcade.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
an arcade.
Yeah.
Then the man on the left in that photo at the end there bought a warehouse
Yeah.
that just had it in it, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Well, I don't know what that is, so I'm just going to leave it there."
Yeah.
And then people were like, "Yo, you have this dragon?" He's like, "Oh, that weird lizard? Yeah, you can just have it.
Yeah.
Please
Do you
take
want,
it
do you
away."
want to take it away from me? And it's like, that was the idea.
Yes, we would love to take it away from you.
Yeah, which is funny because if on contact, if he played a little closer, because I'm sure they called him like, "Hey, we heard that you might have this giant fiberglass Spyro," and then you'd be like, "Yeah, I do. How much you want to give me for it?" Like that, that's where you normally think you would start, right?
Yeah.
But from that person's perspective, it's probably like, if you want it, come bring a trailer.
Please return the square footage of my warehouse.
Yeah, I just want this to go away.
Okay. I have to go.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry, I do have to leave.
This has been CheckPoint.
Yeah, are you able to hold this part down on your own?
Why not?
Great.
Absolutely.
I also have to leave.
Oh. Well, no matter. This has been CheckPoint, and you have been watching it, and we love you a lot. And you can support CheckPoint by going to patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. But you can also back the channel here. You'll see your names after the boop. And go check out the store, store.loadingreadyrun.com, because you never know when new stuff's going to show up on the store. That's all. Goodbye.
It's just that
Yeah.
graphic that got me. You can definitely hear me chuckling and wheezing in the background.
It's in Sun Tzu. Look it up. I know. I can hear what all of you are saying. But Beej, the joke about Actia spells
Vinopole?
Yeah, Vinopole. Vinmopole. I have no idea how to pronounce it. It is Norwegian. That is the government-owned liquor store in Norway.
I figured it might be, yeah.
And so its net worth is basically it is 1/8 of what Krafton is. And so I was like, so I'm going to make a Norway joke again. I'm going to do this as a pay into that.
After years of typos and whoopsing, the style guide, whoopsing, not
Peppo and Whoopsing, the style guide.
Whoopsing, the
Xbox
style
has
guide.
rebranded to Xbox.
all voted for the answer that looks the most like screaming.
Oh, what a good button.
Thank you.
Holy shit.
Thank you so much. Also, it's always been in all caps in the logo, and
Yeah.
and every time we write it, it's like, wait, no,
Feels like
that's
it
not
should
the
be
style
this.
guide. Yeah,
it
exactly.
should be okay.
It's whether the B is capital that I always mess up.
That one too. I actually saw a story. I think it was one of the ones you linked to, or it was like a linked from one of the ones you linked to, where the author referred to it as capital X, small BOX, and then had like a parenthetical like aside of, yeah, I'm not writing it in all caps. It looks stupid. I don't care. They can't force us to do this. Embracer Group announced Wednesday that it will be spinning off and sublisting.
Yeah.
We're all sublisting. Subsisting. That's what we're doing.
Barely subsisting.
Yeah. As the news that Fellowship is calving the project IP, the profitable. Wow.
Yeah.
What? Blech. I'm going to change calving to carving because it is messing me up.
Oh, okay.
That's not why I messed up the first time.
Right.
That was on me.
I'm always happy to see the preservation of gamey ephemera. Gamey ephemera.
What kind of ephemera?
Gamey.